everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How are we going? I think it's working today. Facebook's just taking their time at the moment. It's loading, and let's hope Facebook is working in our favour. Hello, everyone. I'm just saying to you all to hop on board and let's see how we go. With Facebook, there's always this delay, so you never know if you're live or you're not live, but we just have to go with the flow of things. I'm just going to invite a few people, so everyone just go grab your coffee or your tea or your juice or water or glass of wine, see how you travel with that one, while I invite a few people and wait for a few people to hop on board, because, you know, we all can run short of time and have our delays, and that's okay. So what have you done today? Hopefully you've done some amazing things. I'm hoping so anyway. And let's have a look. Have you got people happening? Hello, everyone. Welcome. And soon we will be able to start talking about our topic today, which is self-doubt to self-love. How many people are in that same boat, or how many people have travelled that path before? I'm sure absolutely all of us have. That is without a doubt. I'm thinking that's the case. All righty-o. Oops, let's have a look. Okay. Hi, Orla. How are you going, love? Good to see you on board today. All right. So we've got a few people on board, and there's always every week. What is interesting is we have the people that show themselves and say hi on Facebook, and then there's the people that hide. And that's fine too, because if you benefit out of this session today, that's what my aim is in some shape or form. And you know, it's all about learning. It's all about obtaining some information that works for you in this moment. So I'm just going to share screens here and go, hang on, let's have a look. Boy. Nope, that's not happening today. Let's try this way. I had a beautiful day out today. I actually went out in amongst a friend, and we had a beautiful time, which was awesome. Okay, hopefully you can all see that now, which is fantastic. I can, so I'm hoping you guys can. So it's a beautiful Saturday. The sun has been shining, which is incredibly different to the beginning of the week where it was raining and it was bitterly, bitterly cold. I know at my place I was getting like 1 degree overnight, so I was feeling exceptionally frosty, but absolutely beautiful today. So I had to go out and enjoy the beauty of it. So for those that are new here today, I'm Kalina from Living with Vibrance and Vitality. And a little bit about myself is I have spent numerous years, like we're talking over 20 years, all about personal growth, making products, using essential oils and herbal extracts. And now I figured it's time for me to share the knowledge that I actually have and pass it on to you all, and to help you through the challenges of life and to support you in various methods and giving you options as to what you can actually utilise to help you through these challenges of life that we face. And some of them are on a personal level, some of them are in our work. So we all face them, don't we? It's just how do we deal with them? And so every week we go live and we talk about different topics and talk about implementing beautiful aromatherapy or plant extracts that can help transition you through these times and support you and give you the strength or boost your immunity, whatever it may be. So moving right along, let's have a look. So self-doubt to self-love. Doesn't that look beautiful? that green just draws you in, and that's all about growth and renewal as well. The green and the purple is healing. So when you look at something like that, automatically you feel a little bit more at peace, don't you? Oops, we're going backwards again. I must love to do that. So what are we going to be talking about this week? We're going to be talking about what is actually self-doubt. How does it instill itself in us, and why, really? Is it a learned behaviour? Is it something that we just do? That kind of thing. How do we recognise the signs of it? And how do we navigate around the limiting beliefs that we actually have or that we've learnt? Tips to overcome them. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping ahead as I do because I get so excited. How does self-doubt keep us stuck? How does it impact our life? Now, that's a really, really big one because we think it doesn't, but on many levels, it actually does. I'm going to give you some tips about how to overcome them and how to free yourself of them, and some self-help techniques that you yourself can do and that you can transition through any of those moments and support yourself at home, at work, out and about with friends, any social activity, in your relationship, all that kind of thing. So, and then I'm going to give you an affirmation to help you along the way as well. Okay, so the definition of self-doubt, it is the lack of confidence in one's own ability and in oneself. So it's the lack of confidence in one's own ability. So your lacking ability, your thought pattern and how you foresee yourself as a person and as what you think you're capable of in certain situations. What causes self-doubt? Now, there are so many things that cause self-doubt. It could be basically that you are a perfectionist. And look, I'm sure there is a perfectionist in us all at some stage in our life, and we've had to learn to actually overcome it. Hi, Sue. Hi, Paul. Lovely to have you here. I know myself, I am my worst enemy, and I am a perfectionist. And with being a perfectionist, yes, you're critical of yourself. So the two top categories sort of marry up together a little bit. But being a perfectionist, the downside of that is that you procrastinate. And by procrastinating, you then create a delay. So you might have an idea, you might have the dream job that you want to go for, but you procrastinate about it. So therefore, you have that massive delay about obtaining your dream job or creating that product. So when I create products, I am my worst own enemy because I want to get it perfect right there and then. And of course, there is no such thing as perfect, but in my head, I feel it has to be perfect because I want you to have this amazing benefit when I make a product or when I teach. Or educate. I want you to have that wow moment. So I have to be mindful myself, like yourselves, that you have to find a strategy or a way that works for you so that you realize that it's okay to be a perfectionist, but don't let it hinder you moving forward. Don't let it hinder you obtaining your dream job. Okay, so being too critical of yourself is a big no-go zone because there's no such thing as failure because it's all a learning. And when you think you've failed, you actually have learned something. You need to see the positive in that. Growing up with constant criticism, hands up. Who has not grown up with criticism? Whether it be in your family unit, when you were growing up as a small child into adolescence, whether it's being as a teenager at school and everyone criticizing you or that you're a massive role model, criticizing you. It could be if you're doing a fantastic sports, or you're a dancer and your teacher actually criticizes you constantly. It starts to instill that thought that maybe you're not so good at that sport, or you're not so good at dancing. It could be your peers criticizing you, and therefore you start to doubt your abilities, don't you? You start to doubt, am I really, should I? Should I? Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't be dancing anymore. Maybe I should stop dreaming of being a ballerina because I'm that little bit heavier than the next person beside me. All of these things of constant criticism, it starts to implement into our brain. It impregnates into our brain, ourselves, whereby we constantly start to hear that voice that we constantly have grown up with, that self-talk that is there. It's like this little thing on our shoulder. It's not a chip. It's like this little person about that high, and they're constantly sitting on our shoulder. And every time you think you can, it's going, no, you can't, because of, and it names a list of why you can't, because this is what people have said to you in the past. And you know what? The funny thing is, those people have probably said it to you in the past to bring you down, because they're feeling lower than you are, and they're wanting to bring you down to their level, because you have the skills, you have the ability, and they may be lacking it. And so what do? They criticize you. They tell you you don't look that good in that suit on your way to a business interview. They tell you you didn't kick the ball properly in soccer, because they want to be like you. And the only way they feel they can be like you is to bring you back down. And so bear that in mind next time that someone criticizes you, because it may not be about you. It may be more about them. So feeling as though your voice is not heard, how many times have you been in a group of people? It could be going out and you all have to go, where are we going to go next? And of course, you yourself are saying, oh, let's go such and such down to the coast and on the beach and have a great time. And everyone's overriding you, because everyone's got this bigger personality than yourself. And so you take that step back and you go, okay, well, let's just go do what they want to do then. Okay? So, it could be constantly like that, or you out of a family of 6 children, 5 children, 3 children, you're more the gentle personality, and you've got 2 more aggressive personalities or demanding personalities. And of course, then they are over speaking you all the time or over talking you. And of course, you get shunted down. And so you feel like you were never listened to. You feel like out of your family, your voice was never heard, and that they never listened to you. Being overlooked or rejected when we're younger, rejected in relationships. As a teenager, there are poignant years that make or break how we feel about ourselves. If you're in a relationship and you like this person and you're wanting to go out with this person, or you're quite keen on them, and you find the courage and you find your nerve to actually physically go up to this person and say, hey, fancy catching up, fancy going to see a movie or whatever, and they go, no, not interested. If that happens a couple of times, you start to, question yourself. You start to think, well, why do I bother? I'm clearly not that good, or I'm clearly, not to their liking, or there's something wrong with me. And it's not about that. It's not about that at all. It's the same when you go for a job interview. There could be hundreds of people, and there's only going to be one person with that chosen look, that chosen personality that company actually wants. And so you're not being overlooked on purpose. It's just that at that time, it's not what that company or that business is requiring. And I always say to myself, look at it as a positive, turn it around, because in that moment, I think, wow, then there's something greater for me ahead. there's something bigger and better. Well, clearly this job is not for me, but there's something better ahead for me. So I'm not going to let it get me down at this moment. I'm going to wait for the next opportunity and really sell myself again. So also, it's, as I said, it's about people putting you down for their own gain, for their own power. You know, they like to bring people down because their self-esteem is not there. You know, they may have very, very low self-esteem, in which case, you know, the only way that they can feel powerful and they can feel on top of the world is actually by making someone feel less, by criticizing another person, by bullying another person, by, you know, saying horrific or horrible things about that person. So bear in mind, it could be all about them again. Who here has had that problem in their life? Who here has found that at some stage in their life they've been with a circle of friends, and those people, or one person in particular, has made you feel less than yourself, or made you feel worthless, or made you feel like your self-doubt, that you don't look that nice in that dress or that suit, or, you know, that you're not suitable for that job. I know myself, many a times I have been criticized in my life, and you know what, it took a toll on me. And the only way I actually could rise above it is actually to start thinking positive and saying things like, you are loved, you are lovable, and you are worthy of great things. And so by repetitious of positive self-talk, you can rise above it. But it's about knowing your strengths and knowing who you are as a person, as opposed to who people perceive you to be. Because the only person that truly knows you is you yourself. That's right, nobody else knows you. Not even your parents know the true you, because there are always parts of us that we hide ourselves from others as a means of protecting ourselves. So just bear that in mind next time someone tries to criticize you or bring you down. You might have this massive fear of failure, and that's sometimes connected with the perfectionist side. The fear of failure because you feel like you might be letting not only yourself down, but those that you see as a role model, whether it be your parents, whether it be your coach, whether it be a friend that is your mentor. You know, we have as humans this this thing within us that we sometimes don't jump out at opportunities for fear of what if I don't pass that exam? What if I don't grab that dream job? What if I make a fool of myself and people laugh at me? What if? The big what if is oh so huge in so many people's minds that you have to change it. You have to change that talk, that behavior, that ingrained behavior. You know, once again, your fear of failure could be because it's been instilled in you that everyone has said to you when you've wanted to create a business, oh, it's never going to work. Why would you do such a thing? Why would you invest your time in that when people aren't interested in that? How do you know people aren't interested in it until you create it? Because you know what? It could be just the perfect thing that people are wanting right at that moment, right in that time of their lives. So I say to you, go for it, create it. If you've got a dream, create that dream and make it a reality. So don't fear failure, because out of failure, you always learn something and you always get a life experience from it. New challenges, yes, they're huge, aren't they? Life presents so many challenges so frequently these days, and you know it's easy to feel self-doubt. You know, ask yourself right now, what is one of those challenges that you have been faced with recently? In the last month, what is a challenge? Write it down in comments. What is a challenge you have been faced with in the last month? It could be small, it could be huge, it could be massive, something that overwhelms you or gives you anxiety, panic, it gives you self-doubt, it gives you the what ifs ringing in your head. Hi, Sue's friend, great to see you're listening. Maybe, is that Jamie? I wonder if it is. But look, I want you to reflect on that challenge. In that moment, that challenge that presented itself to you, what did you do? Did you step away from it instantly and go, oh, no, I can't deal with this, I can't face it, it's too much? Or did you go, okay, this is huge, but let's dissect it. Let's digest it. Let's work with it, because I'm faced with a challenge for a reason. And that reason is to make you grow. It's to make you stronger. It's to make you flourish. So the next challenge that presents in your life, don't doubt it. Don't doubt that you can't overcome that challenge, because it has presented to you at the right time in that format for you to learn, to grow. And you know what? It's probably also there for you to help another person learn and grow. So the next time you are faced with a challenge, however big, however small, know that it has been delivered to you for a reason. And it's to make you stronger. However huge it is, however small it is there because you can face it. You can overcome it. You can become stronger through it. And you can then educate, teach, mentor, be there for someone else. So next time you're faced with a challenge, just bear that in mind, that once you've come through that challenge, I bet you someone else is going to be going through a very similar experience, and you'll be able to guide that person without a doubt. And that is why we are faced with it. So don't self-doubt yourself. Don't have that little negative man, that negative Nelly on your shoulder telling you, you can't do this, you can't get through this. You're not good enough to be able to do that. You're not strong enough to be able to do that. You're not smart enough to be able to face that challenge, because it's a load of rubbish. That little man is truly an invincible man. He's been placed there by years and years of someone self-talking to you, telling you you can't. Well, let's change the I can't and put the I can, that little person that's growing stronger and stronger and stronger, because you can do anything. So comparing yourself to others, oh my gosh, I could tell you 55 million times how many times growing up in my life I have compared myself to someone. And the worst time is when I go to an event. I check out what people are wearing. I go, oh my gosh, they look awesome in that outfit. Oh gosh, I don't look like that, do I? Wish I looked like that. Why do we do it? Why do we inflict that on ourselves? Who knows? Because we're humans, because we don't have enough self-worth. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't see the beauty in ourselves. We don't love ourselves enough. And that is the key word. We don't love ourselves enough to feel, to know that we are just as beautiful, we are just as well dressed, we are just as capable of mingling amongst the crowd as someone else. And that's why we compare ourselves, because we don't see our own unique worth, our own love within ourselves. And look, it is from people criticizing you through life. It is also instilled as a learnt behavior. But it has to stop, because it stops you from seizing opportunities. It makes you become this person who steps back, always looking at everyone else, and we miss the boat. We miss the opportunities. We miss the jobs. We miss our career of our lifetime, because we compare ourselves to someone else. And you know, the funny thing is that person there is probably comparing themselves to someone else as well. Not just one, but a multitude of people. But somehow they find the courage or they find the strength within themselves and go, hey, what's the worst thing that could happen to me, right? So that's maybe something you need to say to yourself. What is the worst thing that can happen to me? I'm going to go to that party. I'm going to go to that event and I'm going to have an awesome time, because what's the worst thing that can happen? Okay, let's move along. Oh, we're going backwards again. My computer loves doing that. Signs of self-doubt, feeling uncertain. Yeah, you get the butterflies in the stomach, you get the sweaty palms. Some people get shaky, some people feel sick. Some people just they get the panic attacks, they get the anxiety, all of that. Procrastination, lack of motivation. They love to sit on the couch. I'll just sit on the couch. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I won't miss that party too much. Will I? No. Will I? Maybe. Who knows? So self-doubt, low self-esteem is a huge one. It interconnects. Self-esteem and connects with self-doubt, connects with self-love, connects with self-worth. All the selves all interconnect with each other. Anxiety, depression, yeah, all interlink, because you find someone that self-doubts themselves all the time suffers from depression, may suffer from anxiety, but they suffer from low self-esteem as well. All interconnects. They're stuck and they don't know their way forward because they doubt. They doubt themselves all the time, or they doubt themselves 80% of the time. Ask yourself this question. How many times have you doubted something? Someone's presented something. Oh, can you go do that job down the street for me? Can you do that? And you go, oh. How many times this week have you self-doubted yourself? If you can't think of any, then make a mental note next week to write it down. Every time you have doubted your abilities, every time you've doubted that you are capable, and I bet you'll be surprised. So it keeps us stuck. It keeps us in a place where we can't move forward. And you don't want that in your life, let me tell you. You don't want to be stuck in a relentless spot in your life, missing out on opportunities, missing out on your dream job because you doubt you'll be able to move forward up to that promotion. And what happens then is it affects our health, doesn't it? Because you're stuck in a dead-end job that you don't like anymore. It doesn't feed yourself. It doesn't nourish you on any level, whether it's emotional, mental, physical. You're stuck there. And then you become a bit of a sense of, I'm not worthy of that job anyway. You know, good old Tim and Sarah, they're better off going for that job because, you know, look, they're much nicer looking. They can talk better than myself. They ooze confidence and I don't. So you're stuck here. And what's happening is you start to shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink. You need to grow. You need to blossom. You need to flourish. You need to find that person you once were as a young child who embraced life and opportunities, who found the beauty in everything small. So don't think that your ideas aren't good enough in the next business meeting or your next promotion, or if you go to a job and they say, you know, what's your life plan in 5 years? What do you foresee this company doing in 5 years? Well, hello, give them your ideas, because you know what? Your ideas might be just what they need. And your ideas have come forth for a reason. So utilize them and work with them. Don't work against them. Who here doesn't trust their decisions? Look, as a single mother, numerous times I have questioned myself, is this the right thing to do? Is this the wrong thing to do? All I can say to you is sit with it. Sit with what you have been faced with. And where does it sit within you? Is it sitting well within you, in your stomach? Is it, you have a knowing within you. And it's where, you know, does it feel right? Does it feel wrong? If you can't make that decision right there and then, just say, look, I'll leave it with me. Leave it with me. I'll get back to you. If you have to make a decision about something, just respond to that person. Leave it with me and I'll get back to you. And then sit with it and see where it feels. Does it feel comfortable within you? Or do you feel really anxious and nervous about it? And then dissect it. Am I anxious and nervous about it because I don't feel good about my abilities? Or is it because you fear danger? All of these things. So it's like dissecting and asking yourself multiple questions. But trust your decisions, because the authentic self knows. Your knowing knows when you're on the right path. And obviously you will know when you're not on the right path. It'll be clear. Okay, we're going backwards. Hello, we're going right back. See, don't you love it? It's just like reformatting it to you. Okay, how do we navigate? Navigate. We have to take responsibility. You're an adult now, or you're a young, mature adult, whatever it might be. Take responsibility. Don't blame anyone else. From this point on, you are in charge of your life. You're in charge of the way you think. You are in charge of the way you feel. Take responsibility. Yes, you might have had a really horrific upbringing, but from this point on, you can change. It doesn't have to be that way for you anymore. Start to self-discover. Who is Kalina? Who is Sue? Who is Ola? Who is Ben? Who is Mark? Whoever you are, start asking your question. Who are you really? What are your beliefs? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What makes you feel passionate? What makes you happy? Write it all down, along with the negatives. What don't you like? What don't you agree with? And you will find the more you start writing about yourself, you're going to realize you're an incredible person. You have so much to offer so many people. So start doing that. How does your belief system serve you? Is it a positive in your life, or is it a negative? Is this little man, woman, whoever it might be, the invisible negative Nelly on your shoulder, is it ruling your life? Is it stopping you from having the best life you can possibly have? Because if it is, she needs to go. Just flick it off your shoulder, because it's not serving you. It's hindering you. It's keeping you stuck in a boring, non-existent job. You don't want to be in your 60s, 70s, and 80s stuck. You want to be growing. You want to be learning. You want to be experiencing life to the fullest. You want to feel happy. You want to feel joy. Because if you get stuck in life, you get bored in life, you know what happens? Is your health takes a toll, because your energy is not moving within your body. Your mind is not moving. You're not growing internally. You're not feeding your soul what it needs for you to flourish, to be happy. Think about it. Be proud of your resilience and your grit. Now, there are millions of people out there that have faced so much trauma, have faced challenges in their life, whether you be a single parent, whether you be a grandparent who's raising grandchildren, whether it be someone who has been very ill and now rebounding and getting back on track. Be proud of where you are today for all the challenges, the hiccups in life. Think about it. Think of some monumental moments. It could be that you went through a divorce. It could be that you went through significant trauma as a young child. It could be that you were recently in an abusive relationship and you fled, you got out to a safe place, and now you're back on your feet again. Tap yourself on the shoulder. I think we always expect so much of ourselves that we forget to look backwards. We forget to look back and see where we've come from. But I guarantee you'll be mighty impressed with what you've faced in life and how you've moved forward and how you've gotten through it. Identify the toxic traits, the people that surround you in life that want to bring you down. When you say, I'm going to create this new business, and they go, oh, no, you can't. You don't have enough money to do that. Who's going to listen to you? You don't have enough knowledge. Or those family that surround you and they're always chipping away at you. Why? Because they themselves probably wish that they had the drive that you have the personality that you have the strength that you have the knowledge that you have. So they figure if they voice their bit onto you, it will prevent you from moving forward in life, and that will make them feel happy. So identify the toxic traits. It's also that negative voice in your head, the I can't, the what if I fail? What if I make a fool of myself? What if? Get rid of them. Turn it to I can, I will, I am. Those 3 words, I can, I am, and I will. Every time you are faced with that self-doubt. Support your well-being. We all know that if we're unhealthy in our diet, we get depression, we get anxiety issues, we feel less of a person. We lack the energy, the stamina, we lack everything. Look at your diet, look at the environment. Are you getting out into fresh air? Are you getting your dose of vitamin D from the sun? Are we working too much? That in itself can be mentally, emotionally draining as well. So take note. Are you eating well? Are you drinking enough fluids? Because without a lot of water, we feel exhausted, we feel mentally tired, we can't get through the day. And of course, it's a roll-on effect. If you haven't got energy to complete your task in your work, you're thinking, this job's not for me because I'm always tired. But really, it's because you're not eating well. You're not supporting your health and well-being. So look at that side of it first before you start wanting to change a perfect good career. And again, change your self-talk. There's number 6. Let's go number 7. Let's go number 8. Oh, okay. The impact on our life. We delay our business ventures. We delay our goals, our dreams. We're not embracing our naturally born gifts. You were born on this earth with specific gifts to be able to utilize. Now, how many people really know what their true gifts are? Our gifts are, when everything in life is traveling smoothly, you found your job, you found your calling, and you're following through it. You know your belief system. That is your natural born gifts, and you're showcasing them. You feel good, you feel encouraging, you feel on top of the world, and everything flows. The words out of your mouth are coming perfectly as they should do. The business venture is just booming. They are because you're utilizing your natural born gifts. It could be a volunteer at a shelter. It could be at a raising animals and nurturing animals, being a adoptive mum to many children. You were born with specific gifts to utilize them because you are unique. There is no one else like yourself. And we just have to remember that. Okay, you might think you're not being paid your worth. Well, hello, you have to know your worth first. You're not applying for your dream job. Why? Because you self-doubt yourself. You don't believe in your abilities or your capabilities. You create endless anxiety and stress because of the negative talk, the what ifs, I can, I can't. You don't have boundaries. You allow people to walk over you. You allow people to rule the direction that they think you should take. It has to stop today. It has to. Because nobody has the right to create your boundaries, to tell you what job you should go for, to tell you what direction you should follow in life, because only you know that. They have their own direction. They have their own natural born gifts that they have to find. Stop self-sabotaging. We're great at that. I'm very good at that too. I have in the past self-sabotaged myself, prevented myself from creating a product because I think, oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to know how to do that. Oh, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go to that party because I'm not going to know anyone, I bet. Who does that? We're all guilty of it, but it has to change. So stop limiting yourself. By self-sabotaging, by being a perfectionist, by self-doubting ourselves, we create a smaller version of ourselves. We become, in our eyes, a smaller, less capable person. We feel we deserve the lifestyle we have created because we have deserved it. That's all we're available to have. Well, that's all we're, somehow we're deserving of that. Instead of thinking, no, hell no, I'm deserving of so much more. I've gone through life challenges. I'm a great person. I'm deserving of this much and more. Relationships, it affects our relationships. It affects how we raise our children because, believe it or not, our self-doubt, our inner critic, our perfectionism, we transfer that onto our kids, unbeknownst half the time. But then we're raising a child in our shadow, being a mini me, so to speak, rather than encouraging them, telling them, the world is your oyster. Reach for your dream. You can do anything. You have these abilities and more. It affects our personal relationships with our partners if you have a partner. If you're always this person who has self-esteem issues or self-doubt, and this other partner's going, yay, let's go kayaking today. Oh, no, I can't. What happens if I fall in the water? Oh, my God, I'm going to look like a fool. Oh, my gosh, I can't do that. What's going to happen? It's going to cause a friction between you two because you've got one person who's a go-getter and then you've got this person who's becoming a negative Nelly more and more. And so this person's rising and this person's going down. What happened to being this? Traveling the path together. That's what it impacts on your relationship. So we don't want that, do we? We all want to be moving forward into a wonderful relationship. Free yourself today. Free yourself. Get to know your strengths, your weaknesses, your needs, your passions. Get to know who you truly are. Write it down tonight, tomorrow morning when you're fresh. Acknowledge it, accept it, because that is who you are. Ground yourself and say, stop. Today, I no longer will be negative within myself. I will no longer say I can't. I will no longer say, what if? Restructure your thoughts, change the way that you're thinking and pull yourself up straight away. As soon as you hear that I can't, I won't, I'm no good, I'm useless, I'm this, I'm that, stop it. Go, no, it's not me anymore. Raise your self-worth and trust in your own abilities. Spend time with people who believe you. And I guarantee once you should make this shift into being more confident within yourself, more worthy within yourself, and see your authentic self for who you are and the beauty and all that you can offer, your circle of friends will shift. You will lose those negative bullies and you will gain beautiful, happy, encouraging, supportive friends. Write a success or a gratitude journal. Every day, choose things that you have either achieved or that you're grateful for, because the more we implement that into our life, the more it becomes. We attract gratitude, we attract beautiful things, we attract wonderful opportunities. And if you still can't overcome these hurdles, if you still are lacking in so many levels, then go talk it out with someone. Go seek, if it's not a counselor or a therapist, go seek a mentor that you truly trust and talk it out with them, because you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't, because you deserve to be great, because you were born to be great and to do great things, and you need to implement it. Self-help techniques, okay. Flower remedies. Who hasn't heard of rescue remedy and flower remedies? Absolutely beautiful. Swear by them. They work on the subconscious mind very gently, and they get those negative thoughts. They get that excessive, you know, when the brain is rattling through 55 million things, it changes all of that. We've got EFT, emotional freedom technique, or tapping. Amazing. It shifts it. Anxiety. If you've got anxiety, here, tap away here, say an affirmation and release it. Essential oils support the immune system, support the mind, support everything within the cellular structure of a human being. And it encourages us. It gives us the strength. It's absolutely beautiful. Eradicates anxiety. All these different essential oils work on so many levels: emotional, mental, physical. Affirmations. The more you speak an affirmation, the more you become it. That's how these amazing actors who have come from poor homes, who have lived on the streets, have become amazing actors. Some of these billionaires, if only you knew their life history, you'd be surprised. Why have they become the person they are today? Because they repeat themselves. I am great. I am doing great things, etc., etc. Color therapy. Surround yourself with beautiful colors, not with the blacks, not with the grays, because that's really heavy. It brings you down. It's also like, you know, if you do suffer from depression, black and gray are two of the worst colors to be wearing, because it's an energy. It creates a vibration within ourselves and it makes us feel heavier. So lift yourself with vibrance and color. Affirmation. Here we go. Here's one for you guys. Alrighty-o. Today I eliminate all negative thinking, as I am strong, I am powerful, I am worthy, and the opinions of others does not define me. How true is that? Because they say that your hair is too long, that doesn't define who you are, does it? No way. They can say anything about you. It does not define who you are as a human being. So don't allow it. Put your hand up, reflect it back onto them. Whatever words they speak, visualize that it's going back to them. So today I eliminate all negative thinking, as I am strong, I am powerful, I am worthy, and I'm getting carried away. And the opinions of others does not define me. Stick it on your mirror, say it multiple times. Put it on a computer at work. Put it in the car on your dashboard so that you are seeing it daily. Choose an affirmation that works for you. Discover self-love. At the end of this road, repeating all of these, working through this transition, you are going to discover self-love. It is the appreciation of one's worth. It is your happiness, your value. You will start to feel good about yourself. You will start to love yourself for who you truly are and what you can offer the world. How to practice self-love? Easy. Not. It's not that easy to practice self-love if you have never done it before. If you have not loved yourself enough, it's a hard gig and it takes a daily reminder. It takes practice. Forgive yourself when you mess up. It's okay. We all mess up. We're humans. Notice progress and effort and reward yourself. Are you trying to fit into that wonderful suit or that dress and you've worked really hard and you've eaten really well, you've exercised? Reward yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Live in accordance with your values. Some people might try and let you live a high-end life, yet your wallet doesn't allow that. What's your values? What's your beliefs? Weigh it up. Accept your imperfections. No one is perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. It is a human thought, and we have to get rid of it. Love everything about yourself, from the color of your hair, the color of your eyes, your physique, everything, the way you feel, the way you think. Do you walk past someone who's struggling, or do you go and help them? Recognize your strengths. Recognize the beauty about you. What are your strengths? Ask yourself quickly right now. Put down in comments, what is my strength? One strength. Are you a compassionate person and you can pick up when someone's feeling sad? Do you love animals and help an injured animal? Are you capable of what? Prioritize your health and well-being. It's a no-ender. You have to be healthy. You have to look after yourself, or else your body can't look after you. Don't let anyone take advantage of you. And one of the things when we don't love ourselves enough is we allow people to abuse our good nature for their gain. We allow people to walk over us for their gain. And the only time when you start loving yourself enough to step up and say, that's not happening, well, they don't know what to do with that, do they? They might fling a few words at you because, hello, you've just stood up to them and they can't get what they want out of you now. Ask for help. There's no shame in asking for help. Why have we been raised to believe that we should never ask for help? It's also our ego. But everyone needs help at some stage. Love yourself enough to know when you need to ask for help and that you need help. And also hold yourself accountable. If you don't love yourself, how is someone else going to love you? Whether it be in a relationship, whether it be in a workplace. If you don't show yourself enough love and respect, how and why do you expect someone else to do that? It doesn't happen. All right, guys, I think I've spoken heaps today. We've probably gone well over the hour, and I'm sorry, but it's a really important question in our time. If you have any struggles, if you're wanting to learn and be coached, or if you're needing that little helping hand in life at the moment, take some time, give me a call, message me, and happy to spend one-on-one with you. So that's me to you this weekend. I hope tomorrow you have an awesome time, and that I hope, hang on, let's just stop sharing the screen. And I hope that whatever you do on this weekend, it's a rewarding one. And remember, journalize your thoughts. And I hope you've gotten something out of this today, because you are worth this and more, and you are capable of doing anything in your life. Don't allow anyone from today onwards to stifle your growth, to hinder that next job opportunity, to stop you from flourishing, because you are worthy of great things. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. I look forward to seeing you next weekend, and take care, be safe, and keep smiling. And I want to hear everything that you've achieved this week. Tell me one great thing that you've achieved this week. Let me know. All right, guys, see you later now. Bye.